You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. In the annals of American music, few names shine as brightly as Robert Sylvester Kelly, known to the world as R. Kelly. A man whose voice defined a generation and whose songs became anthems of love, struggle and triumph. But today his legacy has been unfairly shrouded in controversy, his name synonymous with scandal. The question lingers. Is R. Kelly a victim of a justice system gone rogue? A target of powerful forces determined to silence him? This is the story of a man whose fight for freedom exposes a chilling truth about corruption, betrayal and the lengths to which the federal government will go to protect its own. The allegations against R. Kelly are well known, plastered across headlines for years. But what if the narrative we've been fed is not the full story? What if the very system tasked with upholding justice has been weaponized to destroy a man whose influence threatened the status quo? The shocking truth is that the federal government, in its desperate pursuit of convictions against R. Kelly, has stooped to unthinkable lows, breaking the laws of this land and orchestrating a sinister plot to eliminate him, all to cover their own tracks.
Filed a motion seeking the immediate release of R. Kelly based on the solicitation of his murder by high-ranking Bureau of Prisons officers and officials. These are people who seek to kill Mr. Kelly.
At the heart of this story are two prosecutors. Individuals entrusted with the sacred duty of seeking truth. But instead of justice, they sought victory at any cost. Their goal: to secure convictions against R. Kelly no matter how flimsy the evidence and no matter how many laws they had to bend or break. These prosecutors, driven by ambition or pressure from above, face a problem. R. Kelly's incarceration poses a threat not to the public, but to the very individuals of influence who fear for what he might uncover. His voice, once celebrated on stage, now carries the power to expose a web of corruption that has reached the highest echelons of power. To understand why R. Kelly became such a target, we must look beyond the courtroom. R. Kelly is more than a singer. He is a cultural force and a man who has dared to challenge the music industry's stranglehold on artists. Like Michael Jackson before him, R. Kelly has clashed with powerful corporations, chief among them Sony, a behemoth known for its ruthless tactics against artists who challenged its control. Sony, with its vast influence over media and entertainment, stood to lose millions if R. Kelly sued for his money. And so the machine was set in motion. A machine that would stop at nothing to silence him, and unfortunately this machine is the government itself. The most chilling chapter of this murder-for-hire attempt story unfolds in the dark shadows of the American prison system. In a move that defies logic, the federal government orchestrated the transfer of an extremist criminal, a man with a violent history, from an Arizona prison to the FCC Butner in North Carolina, where R. Kelly is held. This was no ordinary transfer. It was a calculated act, a deliberate attempt to place a dangerous individual in close proximity to R. Kelly with the purpose of taking his life from the inside. The intent to eliminate him in order to ensure that the man who could unravel the truth about government prosecutorial misconduct and his wrongful convictions would never speak again. This was not going to be a random act of violence. It was a meticulously planned operation, sanctioned by those who feared R. Kelly's potential to expose their misdeeds. The two prosecutors, well aware that their own actions could land them behind bars, attempted extraordinary measures to protect themselves. They know that if R. Kelly's case is reopened, if new evidence comes to light, their careers and their freedom will be at risk. And so they have turned to the darkest corners of the justice system, employing tactics that have been used before to silence inconvenient voices. This is not the first time such tactics have been deployed. History shows us a disturbing pattern: inmates whose knowledge threatened powerful individuals have met untimely ends in federal custody. From whistleblowers to activists, the prison system has been used as a tool to eliminate those who dare to challenge the status quo. R. Kelly, it seems, was simply going to become the latest in a long line of targets. The federal government, cloaked in the guise of justice, has perfected the art of silencing its enemies and ensuring that their stories never reach the light of day. But who benefits from R. Kelly's downfall? The answer lies in the boardrooms of corporate giants like Sony. For decades, Sony has been accused of exploiting artists, controlling their creative output and punishing those who resist. Michael Jackson, who was one of the greatest artists of all time, faced similar battles with Sony, accusing the company of sabotaging his career when he sought greater control over his music. R. Kelly, like Jackson, is a threat to the Sony's empire. A man whose talent and influence could inspire others to break free from the industry's grip. By orchestrating his downfall, therefore, Sony sends a message to every artist: step out of line and you will pay the price. To fully grasp the tragedy of R. Kelly's story, we must return to his beginnings. Born on the south side of Chicago, R. Kelly rose from poverty to become a global superstar. His music, raw, emotional and authentic, resonated with millions around the world. Songs like I Believe I Can Fly and Bump and Grind captured the human attention in ways few artists cannot fathom. The prosecutors in R. Kelly's case know they are standing on shaky ground. The so-called evidence against him was riddled with inconsistencies, the witnesses plagued by credibility issues. Yet they pressed forward, driven by a need to secure convictions that would bolster their reputations and protect their allies. When it became clear that R. Kelly's persistence in incarceration could lead to further scrutiny of their actions, they resorted to desperate measures. The transfer of the violent extremist to FCC Butner was not a mistake. It was a deliberate attempt to eliminate the one man who can now expose their corruption. The public too has begun to question the narrative. Across the country, voices are rising in R. Kelly's defense, demanding answers about the government's actions. Why was a dangerous inmate transferred across the country to R. Kelly's prison and cell? Why did the prosecutors go to such lengths to secure convictions? And why does Sony, a company with a history of targeting rebellious artists, seem to loom so large in this story? These questions strike at the heart of our justice system, revealing a troubling truth. When powerful interests are at stake, no one is safe. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.